Morning guys, Mark here. Sorry it's been a while doing videos, but I just thought I'd do a video today on a very nice Honda CB650F. This is a 2016 model. We're here in sunny Dorset in the south of England, and it is New Year's Day 2019, so it's nice to get out and about. So this bike, this is the CB version, which is the naked version. They do a CBR 650 as well, which is the fully fed. All I'm going to do is just walk around the bike, talk about a few specs and things of it. We'll go for a little ride for 10 minutes, and then we'll sort of have a final thoughts at the end. So price wise, this retails at $6,799. Now you don't want to be paying that price. This is in the UK, 6,799 British pounds. With a bit of haggling, you should be able to get these for about 6.5, maybe even 6.2 or 6.3 brand new. For a good used one, a couple of years old like this, you should be paying around about £5,000. They've got an inline-4 engine, which is tuned for low RPM torque rather than top-end performance. It's got about 85 to 90 horsepower. More about the low-end torque later on when I ride it, but it's a really nice, smooth, typical Honda build quality engine. Wet weight, curb weight on these, I believe, is around 208 kilos. So not exactly a heavy bike, but again, not really light. This would be pretty good for an ideal first big beginner's bike. If you just pass your test, get it on an A2 license restricted with the kit for 47 brake horsepower. Really good first bike as for a beginner. Super easy to ride, nice and smooth, no problems. You know, it's not going to bite you at all. It's not too scary to ride. It's just a really good first big bike, I'd say. Seat height, the specs is 8'10". I'm only 5'7" tall, but I can get my feet flat on the ground, so it's not too tall on the seat. This one's got the addition of a MRA screen. Obviously, a naked bike is pretty windy. If you want a little bit more wind protection, get yourself an aftermarket screen on it. It's got some tasty little levers put on it. This one's got engine bars, which is quite nice. The obligatory, essential in my opinion, tail tidy. I absolutely hate the look of the mudguard that sticks out. But generally, really nice bike. What would you use it for? You could use it for commuting. Light touring, I suppose. Just good fun blasting around on, really. Just having generally good fun. Yes, that's pretty much it, guys. On the specs, what else could we say? Don't know if that is... No, it's not an LED headlight. It just looks like a normal bulb in there to me. Top speed, I'm thinking, is going to be around about 130 on this. I say it's not really about speed on a naked, it's just about sort of cruising around and enjoying the ride, really. So there she is. I think what we'll do now is we'll hop on, go for about 10 miles, and then come back and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. So with all things Honda, it's beautifully built. I say I'm flat-footed now, my knees are slightly bent. You sit right into the bike. It's a very compact affair. It's not a reach to the bars. Everything's nice and to hand. The dash is very informative. It's all kind of LCD. You know, there's no gear indicator, sadly, but it's got your fuel, trip, all that sort of stuff. Everything's there, nice and easy to ride and to read. Sorry. Let's just start her up. So straight away, you're greeted with quite a nice little growl from the under exhaust. Throttle response feels really instant. Clutch is nice and light. I say everything is nice to hand. You know, it's very user friendly. So let's just pull off and see how she rides. So the clutch takeoff is really smooth. It's nice and close. Gear change is very short and positive. Yeah, it's very nice, that. So this bike is tuned for more low RPM power and torque rather than top end, like say your CBR 600 would be. And what that means is, when you're riding at low RPMs, I mean I'm at 2.5, 3 at the moment, you can open the throttle and whoa, there she goes. Power's really instant at low RPM. So let's run through the whole bike and tell you about all the things I think about it. So the screen's doing quite a nice little job here. I'm at the legal limit now, 60 miles an hour, and this is really manageable. I'm getting a little bit of blast on the top of my helmet, very little on my chest, so that's all fine. The mirrors are nice and big, wide and clear. I've got a lovely view of the road behind me. I'm doing 60 miles an hour now at just over 4,000 revs, so it's nice and relaxing. It's not going to be revving its nuts off. The engine feels quite smooth at the moment. I'm expecting a little bit of vibes, mid-range, middle revs on it, because it's an inline 4. They all vibrate a little bit in the middle of the rev band, but it's very smooth at 50-60. The seat feels on the firm side, but I have been on this morning for half an hour already, and it hasn't caused me a numb bum. So I think comfort-wise, it's just sort of middle of the road really. The riding position's very upright. There's no sort of weight on my wrists at all. That all feels really good. So I'm liking this engine. It's really responsive. This is in top gear as well. It feels very light to ride. You know, I mean, it's not a light bike, but it feels very light and chuckable. They do say this thing corners really well, so I'll try that out in a minute. The knees are sort of 50% bent, not like a race replica at all. They're not straight down, but they're nicely cut into the tank, sides of the tank, so it's very comfortable in that respect. Alright, let's just try these brakes out. Back brake's got lots of bite. Front brake is really strong. Oh wow, that's amazing. Give it some welly in a minute. So we're in third gear now. 5,000 revs. There's a little bit of vibration now through the pegs, nothing too bad. So fourth gear now, wide open throttle. Yeah, it's got some power. Yeah, you can definitely feel it's got about that 85 horsepower. It's plenty of power for a new rider. So let's try some top gear accelerations now. I'm going to slow it right down to 30. We'll do 30 to 60 wide open throttle top gear. There we go. 30 is now wide open throttle. There's 40, 50 and 60. So very, very impressive. I'm really loving the dash actually. It's very clear, easy to read, everything you need to know there. You know, this is a really nice bike. I could easily do 100 miles on this now. Sadly, I haven't got time to do that today. But it's got a lovely engine. The handling feels very neutral. The suspension is not adjustable on the front by the look of it. You've probably got preload on the back, and it seems to be absolutely fine. It's soaking up all these bumpy British roads absolutely fine. I'm just going to try these brakes out again. Wow, that's very strong. And these are just the two piston sliding caliper brakes. They're not four pot pistons, so that's pretty good for that. Yeah, that low RPM grunt that it's got, being a 650, is really handy, because you don't want something that's, you know, producing the power right at the top a lot of the time. You just want to roll it on, especially here in the UK with its busy roads. You need that acceleration from sort of slow speeds really. Here we go, let's get some acceleration. Yeah, it's very nice. It's quick. Yeah, there's a little bit of vibration through the pegs at about 5,000, and then it's gone by about 7. But that's just normal with inline 4s. There's nothing at all through the bars. So it's a very nice riding position. It's upright, commanding. You get a good view of the road ahead. Mirrors are super clear. There's no vibration in them at all. And at 60, which is sort of speed you spend a lot of time at here in the UK, it's very smooth, very nice. Let's just try the down change on the gearbox. That just falls down through the gearbox. It's really slick. So this bike is currently on 2,800 miles, and it's very nicely running. Yeah, the clutch is very nice and precise. No dramas there. Yeah, it leans really nicely around here. So we're second gear now. Lots of power. Wow. Yep, this is a fun bike. You're not going to go wrong with one of these. I say the good thing about these sort of Hondas now, they're not expensive. You know, it's around about £6,500 for one of these here in the UK, and it's quite a lot of bike for not too much money. You know, we live in a time now where a lot of super bikes are well over sort of £15,000, and most people can't afford that. So you know, a used one of these a couple of years old for about 5,000 would be a really good buy. Okay, let's just try some top gear acceleration again. Alright, let's do 40 to 60. 40, wide open throttle, top gear, 50, 60. Oh, easy. So that's where that low RPM torque is really handy. You can really chuck it around and have fun with this. It's quite a laugh. It's great fun. Right, let's get past these cars in top gear, give you an idea what it's like. Here we go. Wide open the throttle. That's effortless. Really good. So the suspension's nice and plush for UK roads. It's got a cracking little engine on it. It's smooth. I'm expecting probably an easy 45 to a gallon out of this, UK gallons that is, and maybe even 50 if you take it easy. It's plenty fast enough really. I would have thought it would be quite windy without the screen, but hey, you know, people buy nakeds because they like that, you know. But I mean, the screen is really good. Good addition. Yeah, the steering, it just flicks from side to side. It's very precise. Let's try top gear right down to 30. Let's make sure there's no fueling issues. Need to do 30 a lot here in England with town work, and that is lovely and smooth. There's no coughing or spluttering or problems with the fueling. They've got that just right. Well done, Mr. Honda. Yeah, this thing goes quite quickly without too much effort, which is really quite surprising, really. I think anybody that's new to biking should definitely have a test ride on one of these. It's very nice. So I think this category of bikes is quite a popular category because you're getting a lot of bike, it's a lot of fun without having to break the bank. So definitely consider this if you're in the market for something like this. Service wise, this is not going to be expensive really. A dealer service probably going to be £150 for, say, an interim service, oil filters, that sort of thing. But you know, it's a Honda, it's going to go on forever, as long as you just change your oil now and again, every 5,000–6,000 miles, you'll be absolutely fine. I do like the sound of that engine. Right guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. That's pretty much the end of the test. We'll just have a final thoughts in a minute. Oh, that low end pickup is really addictive. Let's see what the turning circle's like. This is a sort of standard width road. See if I can make it. Is he going to make it? Yeah, there we go. That's fine. Great stuff. Really nice. Enjoyed that. See if neutral's easy to find. Yeah, there we go. Good. So no centre stand on this. It's just a side stand. Let me just see what it's like to push around as a beginner's bike. Yes, nice and easy. No problems there. Not going to struggle with that. Great stuff guys, so there we have it. Honda CB650F, naked middleweight, great fun, nice and smooth. Nothing on this bike is going to bite you, it's just going to make you smile. It's a lovely bike to ride. Honda reliability, I think you'll agree with me, it looks really smart as well. This one especially, I love the red frame on it. So there we go. If you've got one of these bikes, please feel free to post in the comments what you think about it. If you like this bike and video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Feel free to share, and I'll hopefully catch you soon with another bike to test. Thanks a lot guys, take care.